Mbappe is leaving Real Madrid over a scandal. Tuchel faces big problems with England, and Real Madrid's next transfer target is a game changer. Plus, Guardiola's exit leaves everyone guessing who's stepping in at Man City. You don't want to miss this. Ready? Let's dive in. Kylian Mbappe has landed in the eye of yet another storm, this time involving serious allegations of misconduct. According to Swedish media reports, the Real Madrid forward is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a woman at a hotel in Sweden. Mbappe denies everything, calling the claims baseless and part of a smear campaign. And here's where things get even more intriguing. Mbappe thinks PSG might be pulling the strings behind the scenes. The timing of the scandal raises eyebrows. Not long ago, Mbappe won a high-stakes legal battle against PSG, forcing the Parisian club to pay him 55 million euros in unpaid wages. PSG's management wasn't exactly thrilled with the outcome, and now Mbappe suggests this latest accusation could be the club's way of seeking revenge. A representative from PSG responded sarcastically to the allegations. PSG is behind everything, right? Mbappe misses a shot. PSG's fault. He struggles with form. PSG's fault. Now it's Sweden? Let's just ignore this nonsense. Meanwhile, Real Madrid's management has been forced to respond quickly, holding an emergency meeting to discuss the growing scandal. Though the outcomes of the meeting remain undisclosed, the club can't afford to let the situation spiral. Sponsors won't be eager to associate themselves with a player under investigation for such serious allegations, especially one as high-profile as Mbappe. From a football standpoint, the timing is disastrous for both player and club. Real Madrid just integrated Mbappe into their setup, but these distractions could disrupt his focus and derail his season. Rumours are also swirling about his personal struggles, including alleged alcohol issues, a growing snowball of controversy that the club will need to manage carefully. This kind of scandal isn't unheard of in football. Some players come out unscathed, others face life-changing consequences. Will Real Madrid back Mbappe, or will they distance themselves if things get uglier? It's too soon to predict, but one thing is certain. If this drags on, the pressure on both Mbappe and Real will only increase. The real question is, how long can Madrid afford to wait? Real Madrid are circling, and Liverpool might lose one of their own. Trent Alexander-Arnold, arguably the best right-back in the world right now, could be heading to the Bernabeu in 2025. With his contract expiring at the end of this season, the Reds face the nightmare of losing him for free. And who's ready to swoop in? Real Madrid, of course, the kings of snapping up world-class players for nothing. According to Marca, Liverpool are seriously sweating over this one. Madrid's interest in Trent isn't new, but with Dani Carvajal out for the season and the Spaniards needing a right-back, their interest has turned into an all-out pursuit. And let's be honest, when Madrid comes calling, it's hard to say no. They've already done it with Mbappe, Alaba and Rudiger, so Trent running down his contract and heading to Spain isn't far-fetched. Liverpool fans are holding their breath. Trent is more than just a right-back for the Reds. He's a Scouser, a homegrown hero, the guy who redefined what it means to play that position. But let's face it, if the club doesn't act fast, they'll lose him. January's looming, and Real can start negotiating a pre-contract by then. What are the Reds doing? They've got to lock him down now, or the narrative shifts to Madrid, and fast. Trent's recent comments during his England duty only add fuel to the fire. "I've entered the prime of my career right now. I don't want to be the player who only won trophies when he was young." That sounds like a man thinking about legacy, and where better to cement one than Madrid. So, what does Liverpool do? They have a window, but it's closing by the day. They need to offer Trent the moon, make him the highest paid player, give him captaincy, whatever it takes. His value, both on and off the pitch, is too high to let him walk away for free. Will Liverpool step up, or is it time to say goodbye to another Anfield hero? Paris Saint-Germain are back in the hunt for Marcus Rashford, and it's starting to feel like more than just transfer gossip. With Kylian Mbappe leaving a massive void up front, PSG sees the 26-year-old Englishman as a key piece for their rebuild, and they aren't ready to give up just yet. Rashford's journey at Manchester United has been a rollercoaster. He lit up the pitch in Erik ten Hag's first season, but last year he fell flat. This campaign, though, has shown glimpses of the old Rashford. 4 goals, 2 assists in 11 games. PSG were already sniffing around over the summer, but negotiations stalled when United demanded £100 million, far beyond PSG's £75 million bid. Now, with the January window fast approaching, the Parisians might be gearing up for another push. The timing makes sense. Bradley Barcola has impressed, but Ousmane Dembele's shaky form and tension with Luis Enrique leave PSG in need of reliable firepower. Rashford fits the bill, and with PSG more than capable of matching his hefty £325,000 a week wage, the move feels increasingly possible. But will United let go of one of their homegrown stars? Rashford's relationship with Ten Hag seems to be unravelling, with whispers of dressing room friction and the forwards' frustrations bubbling to the surface. Could the Red Devils really lose a club icon to PSG, especially with United's form still far from convincing? PSG's persistence raises the stakes. If Rashford believes his future lies away from Old Trafford, could the Theatre of Dreams lose yet another hero? January might just be the window where the dominoes start to fall. Liverpool are already eyeing the future as Mohamed Salah's contract edges closer to expiration, and their target, none other than Real Madrid's two-time Champions League winner, Rodrigo. With the Egyptian king entering the final year of his deal, the Reds are making contingency plans. Real Madrid's young star, Rodrigo, is high on their wish list as Salah's potential long-term replacement. Salah has been nothing short of incredible this season, bagging 4 goals and 4 assists to fire Liverpool to the top of the Premier League under new boss Arne Slot. But despite his form, his contract situation leaves fans uneasy. Should Liverpool give him a fresh deal? Absolutely. But with rumours swirling about a potential MLS move to San Diego, the Merseyside club isn't waiting around to get caught off guard. Rodrigo, at just 23, brings with him an enviable resume: 2 Champions League and 3 La Liga titles with Los Blancos. Comfortable across any position on the front line, he'd offer Liverpool the versatility they crave. He's technical, a brilliant dribbler, and deadly from set pieces. He might just be the perfect Salah replacement, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Real Madrid won't let him go without a fight, reportedly slapping a massive £134 million price tag on the Brazilian. Still, Liverpool are ready to splash the cash. Their interest in Rodrigo isn't new. There were whispers of a move this past summer, but it fizzled out. Will the Reds finally make their move in 2025? It's a big risk. Can Rodrigo fill Salah's boots, or is this just another expensive gamble? And most importantly, should Liverpool even be thinking about replacing Salah when he's playing like this? Thomas Tuchel is officially the new boss of the England national team, and let's just say opinions are split. The FA pulled the trigger on a bold, somewhat controversial decision, bringing in the 51-year-old German to replace Gareth Southgate. A proven winner, sure, but is he really what England needs? The main gripe? His nationality. For many, especially the die-hard Southgate fans, it feels like a step away from the so-called Club England ethos. Gareth built something special with the Three Lions, a team with heart, unity, and an unmistakable British identity. Now, the FA seems to have pushed all that aside, opting instead for a manager with the trophies to back up his tactics. But hey, if Tuchel brings home silverware, will anyone really complain? Tuchel himself is buzzing. "I'm proud to lead the England team. I've always felt connected to the game here," he said. And why wouldn't he be? He's managed top clubs in England before, and his love for English football is well known. It's almost like the guy was waiting for this call ever since he left Bayern. Former England player Gary Neville, though, isn't entirely sold. He admitted Tuchel is a top-class coach, but couldn't hide his disappointment that the FA didn't stick with a homegrown manager. "It's not really about Tuchel," Neville said, "but there's a part of me that's let down the FA didn't choose an Englishman. Tuchel's got a tough road ahead, with plenty of doubters to win over. Can he handle the pressure and unite a nation behind him? Or will his tenure be a brief, bittersweet affair? It's a gamble, no doubt, but sometimes the biggest wins come from the riskiest bets. What do you think, Three Lions faithful? Is Tuchel the man to finally bring it home, or are we in for more heartbreak on the international stage?" The Pep Guardiola era at Manchester City might be entering its final stretch, and Ruben Amorim is reportedly at the front of the queue to take over. Amorim, the 39-year-old Sporting CP boss, is 100% interested in becoming the next manager at the Etihad if Guardiola steps down. City have started exploring options, just in case their legendary manager decides to call it a day. Although there's chatter about Pep extending his stay for one more season, City are making contingency plans. And they've got their eyes firmly on Amorim, who has bagged 2 Primera Liga titles with Sporting and turned heads across Europe. City's board believes Amorim has the tactical prowess to build on the legacy Guardiola leaves behind. whenever that day comes. The big question, is Pep really done? The Telegraph suggests he's toying with a one-year extension through the 2025/26 season. That would mark a full decade in Manchester and could be his farewell tour. But even if he stays a little longer, City are making sure they're ready when the curtain finally drops. For Amorim, the allure of managing one of the wealthiest clubs in the world is obvious. Who wouldn't jump at the chance to mold a team packed with world-class talent? Word is, he's already mapping out his ideal first signing if he gets the gig. That's confidence and ambition in spades. Replacing Pep won't be easy though. We're talking about a manager who has redefined modern football and left an indelible mark on the Premier League. Can Amorim handle the pressure of following in those footsteps? The Etihad faithful will expect nothing less than brilliance. So, will we see Amorim prowling the sidelines in Manchester next summer? Or is Guardiola's Etihad reign not quite over yet? The clock is ticking and it feels like something big is brewing. Jose Mourinho is back on the hunt, this time setting his sights on Barcelona's forgotten talent, Ansu Fati. Reports from AS suggest the Fenerbahce boss is determined to bring the 21-year-old winger to Turkey in January, offering him a chance to reboot his career with regular playing time. Fati returned to Barca this summer after a mixed loan spell at Brighton. But his situation under Hansi Flick has gone from bad to worse. With only 51 minutes of action in 3 substitute appearances, Ansu finds himself buried behind the likes of Rafinha and rising star Lamine Yamal. Even the absence of Ferran Torres hasn't opened the door for the former prodigy, once dubbed Messi's heir. Mourinho, who reportedly pursued Fati last summer, is convinced that a change of scenery in Istanbul could reignite the Spaniard's career. Fenerbahce's sporting director, Mario Branco, is expected to make contact with the player's representative soon, hoping the promise of a leading role in the Turkish Super League will be enough to lure him. From Barcelona's perspective, a loan move might make perfect sense. With Ansu's market value plummeting and his game time shrinking, the Catalans are running out of options. They're unlikely to sanction a permanent deal just yet, but giving the youngster a fresh stage could restore his confidence, and importantly, his transfer value. Could Fati finally get his spark back under Mourinho? The Portuguese manager is known for getting the best out of players looking for redemption. But Fenerbahce might not be the only ones knocking. Sevilla are also lurking, ready to offer Ansu another shot in La Liga. For Ansu, January could be make or break. Is Turkey where he finally rises again? Or has the once crowned heir to Messi run out of chances?